Neal, haven't been traded to anyone else, but rebuilding through the draft is tough when you pick 19th. One of the minor moves the Lakers made was saying Smush-Parker will not be back at point guard, and with that in mind, they used their first pick to take 19-year-old freshman Jarvaris Crittenton out of Georgia Tech.
Exciting time. Just happy to be a part of this organization. Are there any questions?
A former NBA player, Jarvaris Crittenton, is wanted on a murder charge after a woman was shot on an Atlanta street. Police have secured an arrest warrant for Crittenton in connection with the shooting death of 22-year-old Julian Jones.
I believe that Miss Jones was walking down the street with another individual, and at some point, Mr. Crittenton pulled up, and we believe that he discharged his weapon outside of a black Chevy Tahoe, striking Miss Jones in the leg.
At some point, 2 days after the murder, the defendant Crittenton actually purchased an airline ticket for a Guru.
I love Chris Rich.
American Express card to fly from California to Atlanta.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? Today, we're getting into the tragic demise of former NBA athlete Jarvaris Crittenton. Crittenton, who was selected with the 19th overall pick in the 07 draft by the Lakers, would play just 4 seasons in the NBA and would only average 5.3 points per game. But it would be here, in the Wizards locker room, where his career would start to take a turn for the worse.
Yahoo Sports, both citing unidentified sources that say Wizards point guard Gilbert Arenas and teammate Jarvaris Crittenton allegedly drew guns on each other during a recent locker room argument over a gambling debt. The league.
In December 2009, Crittenton and his teammate Gilbert Arenas would get into a heated locker room exchange where guns were pulled and suspensions were issued. On January 25, 2010, Crittenton would plead guilty to a misdemeanor gun possession charge and was given a year of probation stemming from the incident, and ultimately never seen NBA court ever again. Arenas, however, would play for the Wizards the following season. Crittenton would spend time in the CBA and play with the Dakota Wizards of the G League before his basketball career would ultimately come to an end, with the events that unfolded on August 19, 2011. Initially, when asked by TMZ what happened, Arenas couldn't recall what happened because he quote-unquote didn't know who Crittenton was. Years down the line, he revealed in an interview what happened that day in the locker room in detail. Now, for this story, we gotta go to Atlanta. Not only is this where Crittenton is from, but this is where this drastic event would take place. It's also home to Magic City, who has the best wings in the world according to Lou Williams. On August 19th, 2011, Crittenton was driving down Atlanta Street when he shot 22-year-old Julian Jones, who was a mother of 4. She was shot in the leg and transported to the hospital, where she died during surgery. But what some people don't know is Jones wasn't even the intended target. He was looking for a person who robbed him back in April 2011, where they roughed him up and took some jewelry and some cash from him. On August 26, 2011, Crittenton was charged with the murder, but the police couldn't find him until they got word of his location, and he was arrested by the FBI all the way on the other side of the US in California at John Wayne Airport in Orange County on August 29th. Crittenton's lawyer had stated that when Crittenton had learned what happened, he was boarding a flight back to Atlanta to turn himself in, but the feds caught up with him anyway and extradited him back to Atlanta, where he stood trial for the shooting of Miss Jones. Crittenton denied any involvement and was released on $230,000 bail. However, on April 2nd, 2013, Crittenton was indicted of Jones' death. His associate, who would turn out to be his own cousin, Douglas Gamble, would be indicted as well. They both were also indicted on 12 other accounts in connection with the shooting death of Miss Jones, including felony murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, possession of a firearm during commission of a felony, giving false statements, attempted murder, and participation in street gang activity. Crittenton had reportedly joined the Crips as a member of the Lakers, according to Fulton County Assistant Attorney Gabe Banks. It would be revealed in court documents that he shot at a man by the name of DeMontanis Stephens in August 2011, as well as DeMontanis' brother, Trontavious, who was a member of the ROC crew, which is a set of the Bloods. While out on bail for the murder charges, Crittenton would be arrested for a 2014 indictment where him and 13 others were accused of selling multi-kilo quantities of cocaine and several hundred pounds of marijuana. He was charged with an additional 2 counts of conspiracy to violate Georgia's Controlled Substance Act. And on April 24, 2015, shortly before his trial was set to begin, Crittenton would plead guilty to voluntary manslaughter with a weapon and aggravated assault with a firearm, and was sentenced to 23 years in prison. That's it for this story. Catch y'all on the next one.